Welcome, guys, to the Design Junkies podcast. And today we'll be discussing about social media detox and how some of these apps are, in a way, designing in such a way that you are hooked onto the app, right? So we'll be starting off with Reagan because he mostly does that a lot. And wanted to also find out the reason behind it. We also discussed the reason why we also did our social media detox.
Thank you, Jeffrey. So last year I went off social media, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, just to focus on work and do a lot of important things like reading a lot more and picking up new skills. And it was very, very important because Charlie, as I did online, especially Twitter, back then I didn't really use Twitter, but somewhere September, October, I started using Twitter and it became very addictive. So I just deleted the application, went offline, and was communicating through text and calls, and I had a chance to kind of focus on work more and learn new things and read more. Also kind of rest because I was very, very tired from school back then. Anytime I actually go off social media, that's the reason why, just to take a break and then rest and then do what are important stuff. I'll go to Michael, then we'll go to Henson, then someone, because I think everybody went off at least one social media app at some point. So just tell us why you did that, what was the reason, and maybe some of the things you did when you went offline. And then later we'll look at the measures that you put in place to help your stay away from social media effective. Then we'll discuss some of the measures these applications are putting in place to keep users hooked on their platform. So Michael.
So for me, I've been off a couple of social media platforms, but then I think Twitter is the one that I've been off the most because I always realize that whenever I'm working, like as soon as I get some 1-2 minutes free, I just dive into Twitter, and then before I realize I've spent like 30 minutes scrolling. It kept happening every single time, and one of the things that actually drew my attention was because I realized that I wasn't going there to post as much, right? But I can be on Twitter for like a month and not post any single thing. But then I am always there constantly. So it was serving like a distraction when I have things to do, right? So maybe let's say if I'm working on something that's supposed to take me like maybe 2 hours, and then I go for a water break or something, and I jump on Twitter for maybe 10-20 minutes. That 10-20 minutes will end up increasing the time that I need to use for the work, right? Because when I come back, I'll have to retrace my thought process to find out where I dropped off. So like it was just making my work very difficult. So I decided to deactivate my account for a while and see how that would change things for me.
That thing they be very, very true. Like you go pick your phone, say you can't check some inspiration or you can't reply some email. Next thing you see on one of these platforms, and then for the next 20 minutes you're just scrolling. And when you get back to whatever you were doing, you would have probably lost your thought or something like that. So it's very, very true. Hinson.
Yeah, so I think you guys have touched on it, but yeah, I mainly went on that break because I needed rest. I also felt that social media was also draining me a lot. So I needed to like just move away from it. And I felt that also I wasn't really like productive like that too.
Sam, what about you?
So for me, the reason why I started being very, very active on social media, specifically Twitter, was because it was mainly like a distraction for me. I used to have certain meetings in the night that I wasn't supposed to be having. Some work meetings that we're not supposed to be having at that time. So it was mainly like a distraction. Just going on the when I mean the meeting, yeah, just going on and on. And doesn't really concern me. Just go consume. And then yeah, that's about it. Just distract myself. And then I realized it became more and more like addictive. Even during the times where I wasn't even having those meetings anymore, I just realized I was going on there, consuming the content. And I'm pretty sure we'll get to that part, like how these apps design their interfaces and the UX behind the apps that keeps people logged in for long periods. But yeah, that was how I started using it for longer periods till I realized this wasn't helping me in any way.
It looks like everybody kind of had the same reasons for going over the app, one way or the other. First, it distracts you from work. Even if it's not work, maybe you just want to take maybe a 1 hour nap, or you pick your phone and then you just see a notification from Instagram. You open it, and then that's how that 1 hour nap will turn into watching Instagram reels. So I feel like the reasons are always the same. Probably maybe to get away from social media to rest or kind of focus on important things. Personally, I don't like to lie to myself that I'm going to set any time that, or I use Instagram for 1 hour, I'll do this. No, no, no. I completely delete the application. And talking about measures, that was what I used to do, like completely. I delete Instagram, Twitter, everything. And there was one detox I did in 2020 where I found this Chrome extension where you can just enter websites to block. So this had the extension when you type instagram.com and you've added it to the list of websites to just block you and then close the tab. And I realized that even after putting it in the extension, I still found myself doing that on my browser because I was like, well, I've deleted the app, let me try it here. But then it helped me stay away from this platform. So just to hear from you guys, what are some of these measures you put in place? Did you like using the timer, or did you restrict yourself using your own brain that, okay, I'll spend this amount of time on here, or what? Or you did what I did, delete completely? Who should I even pass the mic to? Sam.
So for me, when I tried it the first time, I deleted Twitter entirely. I tried to just remove it from my home screen, but I was like, I'm still going to search for it anyway. And I realized I was doing that. So I was like, fuck it, let me just delete the shit. When I was doing it, I was just giving myself excuses. What if, there are some interesting spaces that talk about design, blah, blah. And I was like, yo, that's just my mind playing tricks on me. There are no interesting spaces on Twitter. If I need to learn design, it's not Twitter. If I need to learn anything, it's not Twitter. Yeah, I was fine. I was fine before Twitter. I'm very fine after. So I deleted it entirely. But I came back this year, mainly because of the podcast, the Design Junkies, just to share the word around and promote it. I was very hesitant when I was thinking about installing it again, but I was like, okay, let me just install it and then set the screen time. I set the app limit for Twitter to 15 minutes every day. I don't stick to it 15 minutes entirely. I catch myself slacking every time. And that's why it's good that I set the screen time. So when I'm like past the 15 minutes and it pops up, then I just press OK and I'm done. I leave the app. One thing I forgot, after I installed the app, the first thing I did, go to notifications, turn off everything. I didn't want to see any push notifications. So if you send me a message or you tweet at me and I don't reply, sorry, that's the reason. But yeah, that's how I go about it now.
The notification points today, me, even before going off social media, I never liked notification. I don't like to see my phone ring. It gives me some, I don't even want to use that word, but it just, they make me some way. So every single application on my phone, the notification is turned. Of course, it'll be very distracting. You can just have your phone lying on the table and work. If you hear ping, you turn your head, look at the phone, read the message. That 10 seconds alone can just distract you from whatever you're doing. So the notification thing, they'll be very, very true. Like we are saying, if this doesn't work for you, don't go and try it. Everybody then, because for me, even though I have notification turned off, I kind of like check my phone for messages like every 30 minutes or 15. It depends on what I'm doing, but make sure to check so that I don't miss important messages. For things like the screen time and all that, I don't think anybody is an Android user. I don't know if Android has that, but I should believe they do have something like that in place to also help people who use Android. Jeffrey, what about you? I'm sure you probably have the same experience in terms of how you put measures.
Yeah, Sam really preach. He really preach.
I tell you.
Thank you. I feel like I get faster right now.
Charlie. I think they talk, I'm like, yo, man, you preach. I don't use the exact method, but it's mostly around those lines where I try to either delete the app. So when I'm working, I can put it on focus mode. So I have personalized some of the settings where I have work mode, I have personal mode, I have sleep mode. Like I have a lot of modes. So depending on what I'm working on, I just turn into that mode. And I've done it in such a way that if I'm working Instagram, those notifications, I don't get to see them. You get it? So it's mainly you trying to see what works best for you. Because one, if you're addicted, you can't tell me deleting it will actually solve it, because then you go back again, because addiction is a whole different game. If you're addicted to something, even the slightest cue might get you back into it. You get it? So you need to start small. So if let's say you are used to being on Twitter for let's say 5 hours, then you need to cut it to let's say 2 hours. Okay, start from there. That way, it wouldn't feel like a lot of work. Because then, if it feels like a lot of work, you fall back to your bad habits again. You get it? So when I was starting off, I didn't go off entirely. I started where I was trying to reduce the time because I looked at my app usage and I realized I was spending a lot of time here. So now I set a goal, okay, I need to cut this to maybe 2 hours, this to 3 hours. Then later on, after gaining the momentum, I deleted the app. For Twitter, for instance, I deleted it. But for Instagram, because I'm mainly like engaging, I have people that I actually chat with over there instead of WhatsApp. And also, another thing was sometimes I get gigs from that side. You get it? So deleting entirely, I might miss like a big gig over there. So sometimes I try to just reduce the usage.
Solid. Just to touch on the gig side. So I remember someone asked me, so if you go off the social media app for 1 month, where somebody texts you say you want to make your job, how far? I was like, Charlie, I'm going to rest. But then what I did was I used to update my bio. So I just put in my bio that, hey, I'm away. If you need anything, this is my email. And it actually worked. I mean, 2 people reached out to that. So I feel like even if you don't want to lose gigs, you can maybe put, if you're not lucky, they will not see it, you understand? But I'm just saying you can put something like that in place when you're going off. Michael, talk to us.
So for me, it's more like go out or go home because all the reducing screen time, deleting the app, those things never work for me. So what I do is that I just deactivate my account and now I have nothing to do. Because I will definitely not go back to reactivate my account, right? Because it will defeat the whole purpose. But then what I realize is that whenever I deactivate my Twitter, I end up spending more time on other platforms like LinkedIn, right? But then the thing with LinkedIn too is that I'll go there and then I'll see a content I'll boss and might ask myself that but this thing, like what's up? What they want the person? Then I'll just like close the tab. The type of posts I'm talking about. Let me give an example. So there was this one time that I was scrolling on LinkedIn and then I came across a post. The person went to the barbershop to cut her hair, and then she took a video of her in the barbershop cutting her hair and tried to flip it into a motivation post or something. Like, them things not really much like that. Just because people say, oh, use social media, be active, build an audience, don't mean say you will come there and you do anything anyhow.
So that one they stress you out there.
I see how they are vexed, so I just close the app.
Personally, I get where it's coming from. You go see somebody in LinkedIn post and the caption can be like 2 lines, and just because they want to write plenty, just to make it so honest.
Oh, boss, wait, you know what's right? It's in my mind. Like some of them be, you feel like LinkedIn, you can just write and go. You don't need to add images or video or whatever, right? But then you see someone write content for like 4 paragraphs, right? And then they'll put like video credit with someone's deck setup. The deck setup doesn't necessarily match the content that they put there, but they put it there for what reason?
This one they be like this thing they trigger because it looks like after trying to like take a break from social media and you getting a rest, then you come to LinkedIn to then somebody they stress you with him post. Hey Charlie, what's up, bro?
Oh, you're about bro. For me, what I even do is say anytime I come across those things on LinkedIn, if I am following the person, I usually just unfollow the person. Not with me, you go come straight to that thing.
But he made a point on to, I mean, I also had that experience where you're going off one social media app and then you're keeping the other. What happened was I went up every social media app, but then, like I said from the beginning, I wanted to kind of learn a few things, right? So I was kind of consuming those contents from YouTube. Now, this is what I realized. YouTube was taking that 2 hours of my time, but I was not even using that 2 hours necessarily to consume the content I wanted to consume. So like maybe an educational content, something. I just realized that YouTube short and then I'm just scrolling. Sometimes like 3 a.m. So one day I just sat down and I was like, is it I'm deceiving myself? That's how I just deleted YouTube on my phone because I deleted all these apps to focus, and then I just entered into YouTube, and then they have the same ecosystem, which we'll talk about shortly, which is built on their platform, which just hooks you to the application that for the next 2 hours you're just scrolling. Now that dives us into the UX part of it. What are these guys putting in place to hook us that even if you delete all of them and you keep one of them, and if you realize, I don't know if any of you ever realized, at one point Twitter was also doing this swipe to scroll thing where if you open a Twitter video in full screen and you swipe, it brings another video. So I was like, looks like these people are putting the same thing or this whole TikTok swipe, Instagram swipe, because I mean it's so easy. I have saw a video where you can just say, once you're done watching the video, you can just say scroll. I mean, you set it up on your phone, you say scroll to scroll to the next one. They're making laziness more fun for you. But yeah, let's get to that. Michael, what do you think these apps are doing that are keeping these users to this application?
So I think most of them, right, they are always trying to find a way to keep you on the platform so that they can, I think most of them run on ads. That's how they get their revenue. So then it's like whatever they will do to get you to stay on the platform long enough to be seeing a lot of ads, they will do it. Then again, every platform handles it differently. TikTok, for instance, will do that video suggestion thing. Twitter too has its own way that it goes about it. Instagram is different and so on. But then Snapchat will even use something like that streak to keep you hooked. So like whatever they are going to do to keep you coming, they're going to do it. I don't know if any of you has even tried them Duolingo, right? Duolingo typically doesn't even fall under a social media app, but then they have daily streaks, and then they even have a league table and everything. And then the more lessons you complete to stay on top of the league table, if you are on the free plan, the more ads you'll be seeing. Also, to keep you coming back, something like a backup plan from the league table, they have the streaks, right? So the streaks will keep you coming back every single day, and then that will be like your entry point because you want to keep your streak alive. And then once you come in, they use the league table and all those things to keep you coming back. Because as soon as you drop from a certain point, they'll send you a notification that, oh, you just dropped blah, blah, blah. That one is another one to come get you back onto the platform. You understand? And it goes on and on like that. And then you'll be making money because you'll be seeing more ads and so on.
I've never seen the Duolingo thing, but that's the whole thing about the league table thing is very smart. Samuel.
Yeah, it's very fascinating to me. For example, an app like TikTok, right? So the first time I came across TikTok, and I realized everybody was saying TikTok, they did there, no, you realize no, then like 3 hours ago. It was very fascinating to me how immersive the experience is and how it's able to draw you in and make you forget everything around you and just keep scrolling. But I'll come to that. So for me, I think you should see it from two sides. One of the most important things about we humans, right, or the world we live in is time. Time is priceless. It's the most valuable thing. If you waste someone's time, Charlie, you are never going to get it back, right? And so that is one way that I'm always fascinated by how these designers of these apps are able to think about time and also align it with the business's goals of wanting to make money. So, which in this case, show you ads, right? Because that's how they make the money, right? So, aligning these two. So, the more they are able to get your time and then keep you in the app, logged in the app, the more they can show you the content that they need to show you, right? So, the more you're on these apps, the more they are able to gather data on you, the more they are able to understand what you like, what you do not like, and the more they are able to personalize the experience for you. So let's say on TikTok, you go on TikTok, you see some sneaker, you like them. You see some nice girl, or you look nice, you get some nice shit, and says, oh, Charlie, you know they do anything. This girl will come trend, say what we name. The Togolese girl with the you know. Kelly, you know they do anything, or just they shake some waste and things, no people they like. So this is how the app gathers information on the user, right? And so by gathering this information, they are able to sell these data to Google or wherever, and then make their money off it. Google can also make their money, show you relevant ads and whatever. It goes from there. So now for them to be able to get this to this point, how are they going to make it very easy for you to reduce all these frictions? It has to be very easy, right? And so one way that I've noticed, particularly every social media app uses, is like an infinite scroll. So have you ever wondered like why these apps never they use this traditional pagination, which is 1, 2, 3 thing? So the more effortless it is for you to keep scrolling, the more they can show you content and the more you can like, and they can determine which stuff you like, which you don't like, and the more they can get your data and sell it and make money. So yeah, I think that's something fascinating. I'm going to leave it and see if you guys have any thoughts on that.
This one, yeah, it be tied around the human psychology, right? How the brain works. And some to touch on the time and the barrier thing. So you realize, if you dey scroll through, it be very easy to hop onto another content. And now the brain too works in such a way that when that when you take this particular action, this is the reward you are getting. And always the reward keeps changing, right? If it keeps changing, definitely the excitement would be. So the adrenaline they push in such a way that you get the cue, you take that particular action, you get your reward. Now you're tempted to get more again. You get it. One experiment they conducted on, I think it was rat or so, where they placed this food over there, the rat eat them. Then later them put something that will electrocute the rat. Sake of the rat know say this should be what he want get. He go he electrocute them again. He just take the chew because of the electrocution. My mind makes the rat go short. But since the reward always go there, the anticipation, the excitement way they build up, it they make we they go more for them. That be how TikTok me in a way. That be how they see them, cause less barrier. So that means it's just a swipe away. Now, when you swipe, the probability that the content will be different to is high. So let's say if you swipe and you don't like that particular content, since you want something that will entertain you, you just swipe again and probably you get another content that you're excited about. You watch 10, 20 seconds. Oh, I finished. Another one, you swipe. So that's what they are basically doing. So they are just building on how humans interact, how our brain works, and they are using that perfectly in their apps. For iGen, for instance, one thing is investment. Now, for humans, for instance, like if you are invested in something, it's very difficult for us to let go of that particular thing. So let's say for Instagram, I post pictures, videos, content. Now, leaving that particular app, it will be difficult for me because that's how much I've invested into it. Now, to get you hooked onto it, right? Let's say you post something. Now, the likes, followers, views coming. Now, if you look at these things, they kind of excite you in a way because if you see your likes go from, let's say, 10 to 50, then, Charlie, your mind makes, now make a post more. In posting more, you are investing more. Then they do them in such a way that they interconnect. So whatever they do, they are making sure that you are still hooked onto the app no matter what. That's how come sometimes when you want to create content and you start and maybe you post 5 or 10 videos and you are not getting the likes and things, then you shun the post because of that. The build up way they expect, they get them. They are making good use of the reels now because one, the reels is also incorporating the TikTok kind of thing where you have short form content, the barrier be less. And Michael also touched on this Duolingo bit where it talks about you using, I think, the leaderboard thing, the streak thing. That be in a way another form of investment, right? Humans are naturally competitive. So if we see, say, if this be the action I will take to get this particular thing, and the barrier to that particular thing is less, definitely you will do it. So as much as possible, those apps, they try to reduce that barrier. For Snap, streaking, you will see the fire emoji. You will see the number of days. And if they can't die to it, you will see this loading thing too as well. So in a way, they are also giving you cues to just get you back onto that particular platform again. And one thing Snap also does well is they don't show you the message. So you mostly see sent a snap or sent a chat. You'll be tempted to open it because you can't see a preview where you can look at, okay, this particular person sent me this, so I just go, we'll get that thing. So they are trying, most apps in a way, incorporate some of their notification strategy. For Snap, it's you not having access to preview it. For Instagram too, they've also incorporated the rules, your likes, followers, rewards. So they are mostly using these principles, our brain, how humans work, their psychology, and they are just building based on that. So it's not our fault, but Charlie, if you understand some of these things, it's very easy for you to create an app and get people hooked onto that app. So Charlie, this thing I will fit talk on now because I'm just fascinated about how the brain works and how they are using it.
So for Pacho.
Yeah, my phone.
Make the guy preach.
You'll continue the preaching, but those be very, very solid points. There was a point he made about the whole Instagram investment thing, and I've personally had an experience with that. And I think when you were talking, remember you were mentioning something about this turning off notifications and about them sending you emails and all that. So I remember when I went off Instagram, they used to send me emails. I just unsubscribed that one because they'll send you the email. They'll be like, Regan, you had 2 new followers. Regan, you had 23 likes this week. And even though I was off the application, it was making me happy. I was like, okay, yeah, someone followed me. And I was being tempted. At the point, I was being tempted to log in to see who these people were. Because normally in their emails, they'll probably maybe just show you 2 followers. And then maybe they'll show one person's name. And Jeffrey was saying with Snap, they'll show you that you've got this as a message, it's a snap, but they're not showing you what it is completely. So you're being tempted to click, and then by clicking, you're being led to that platform. So for Instagram sending me an email that, hey, I got so and so this week. Even though it's an email, there's a call to action, open app, whatever. I click, it takes me to the app, and now for the next 2 hours, I'm just hooked on the application. So the point on that investment thing is very, very true. And I think almost all of them use it. There's this app, I've forgotten which app it is actually, but I remember seeing their notification, and the copy of that message was so enticing. I was like, oh, Charlie, make her open the app. It was, I've forgotten the exact word, but I was across the lines of, hey, Regan, we've not seen you a while this week. Is everything okay? Like, then since I was like, oh, so this app really they cover me. Like, I was being tempted to open the application. This is another thing we can talk about in terms of copy and how they are using that to get people's attention back on the app. Michael.
I just want to ask about short form content that these social media platforms are actually making use of. If you realize Twitter, for instance, started with I think 140 characters or so, and then Instagram, I don't know about TikTok, but I think probably maximum 60 seconds, even for YouTube shots and everything. Why do you guys think these companies keep promoting short form content?
I've forgotten, but I saw an app that was trying to do something like TikTok, but then it was going on the lines of 2, 3, 10 minutes video, right? And it failed. So they were doing the same TikTok vibe, right? But then what they were trying to promote was like YouTube, but then in a TikTok form. Let me put it that way. So you have normal swipe, but then the video will be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and it failed because the average teenager is not going to sit down to watch that 15 minutes content. So normally, even on TikTok, what you realize is even when people want to post very long content, they cut it in bits and then make it in parts. At the end of the day, you watch all the 4 parts, but even me, like this, that's happened to me before. I'll see a 2 minutes video, I'll scroll past it, I'll see a 30 seconds video, and then it's in 4 parts, and I'll watch all the 4. I don't know why, but that is it. Just wanted to add that. I forgot the name of the app. They launched, it didn't work, it failed because they realized that people were not even watching up to a minute of maybe like the whole recorded user video that was the 10-15 minute videos. And I feel like the short form content are faster to consume. 10 seconds, 15 to 30 seconds, then I'm going to the next one.
About the shots where you break it, so if it's like 2 minutes, they break it into maybe 4 parts where it's 30 seconds. In apps too, you realize we have, especially when you are filling forms, we intentionally break it into parts where you see your progress too. So maybe 1 out of 4, or probably, and you have a progress indicator. Now, when you see that, like just the feeling or you knowing that, oh, you are near to completion just gives you that boost to actually complete that particular thing. Recently, Mike told me to, Charlie, why I'm causing back study fuck up or something. Then it was SC, Standard Chartered. And when I was filling, I did the form. I see the thing plenty for, that's me filling the recipient's details, bank details. It was a whole lot with address. I'm like, these people, money guy, they can't send. You see the forms you take. Then I quit them. Like, I just closed it. And sometimes people don't see how this thing, they kill them a revenue or increase their churn rates. But this thing all day inside. So I just hopped on to Absa. Then Absa will only be just, I think, two steps away. Then you are done. And I'm like, so this thing where SC can't stress me. From a designer's point of view, that's the reason why. Like, the fact that I see that long content, I'm not gonna feel that shit.
By the way, Henson, you're welcome for Absa. Thank you very much.
Oh, Absa, yeah, solid.
I don't, commission behind that.
Oh, but Absa is actually.
Absa is solid. Absa is solid because I have Snapchat, right? I never send money on Snapchat, and I think that'd be the same reason why. That'd be the same thing in same fees because they don't understand like the user types, right? Because the whole reason why I joined Snapchat was because it was very easy to get a bank account. Just go online, fill a form, they'll deliver it to you. They deliver your card to you, everything like set. You are done. But to send money, do I asking me like I be some bank manager with 20 years of experience? Like I don't the barb whatever these people they talk.
You barb like some details be where you know they need.
I'm like, yo, I just want to send this amount to this person. Simple. If they ask me some things, me I know the barb.
Please, if anyone is listening and you work with Absa, tell them we want to do marketing for them.
Absa people can't sponsor me. Can't sponsor this podcast because we they promote to people offline. Wow.
Oh yeah, make them account sponsor we, yeah. Make them account sponsor you because Alote they do promotion for everywhere. They promote videos if you tag them for this episode.
If anybody listens for Absa, I can't sponsor this podcast. But yeah, Absa, I feel like Absa has the best app in terms of banking experience in Ghana because it's just simple. Which account are you sending from? How much are you sending? Who are you sending it to? If you have a reference, add it, you are done. But I mean, I wanted to touch on.
Wait, Tom. Wait, before you go, right? I want to ask another question. So probably you can answer the two together.
Now, be something that me answer.
We can already go answer on Chevrolet.
I'm not gonna. But maybe some questions me answer.
The senior pastor is here.
Okay. Yeah, we get faster. I beg. Slow down for me.
So as content creators, right? Imagine, say, just like what Jeff talk, you will break the video down into 4 parts, right? Now, shooting and editing this 2 minute video, comparing it to, shooting one complete 2 minute video and then shooting 4 30 seconds videos, right? Which one is easier to shoot and edit?
Before you even continue the question, the problem here is identifying the people you are targeting. That's why they have platforms like YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, everyone and what they are being made for.
I did look at them from a point of comparing the consumers of the content, right? It's like making things effortless for the consumers, but then does it end up making things difficult for the content creators? Because these same content creators are the ones that are providing the content for people to consume. So far, all we talk about we just the consumers, right? But not necessarily people who provide the content.
The reason why I'm saying that is if you look at someone like MKBHD and Mr. Who is the Boss, they are able to repurpose their long form content to short form content. So you take MKBHD, get like a 20 minutes video, he's able to get a 30 seconds out of that video and then repurpose it on TikTok and Instagram or Twitter or whatever. You understand? That's what I was saying. Every app and kind of the target market. So if he's posting it on Instagram or TikTok, he's posting that 30 seconds, which is like the catchy part of that 20-minute video to drive someone from TikTok to YouTube. Same way, maybe he posts on Instagram to drive someone from Instagram to YouTube. So at the beginning of the thing, he's editing his 20 minutes video. He has his video fully or upload it on YouTube. And then if you want to repurpose it on other platforms, he just take short forms of that to repurpose on other platforms to drive people to the actual platform. This is for long form content. That's like YouTube.
So I was about to say, even with IG and the recent wave of reels, you have content creators still posting long formats. It's just a matter of you making your video interesting enough for me to continue to watch. You get it? So some people have hacked this storytelling format and how to edit video in such a way that you are hooked from the start to the finish. And if you can hack that particular thing, it's very easy for you to create that type of content, right? So it's just a matter of one, you knowing your audience and you creating it in such a way that it suits that audience. And also, like Regan said, you need to be mindful of the platform too, because some platforms, that particular content, will thrive for that. For instance, if something thrives on IG, it doesn't mean it will thrive on Twitter. You get it? So every platform and how their content works. So for content creators, I know they see the difficulty in that. It's just you identify your target market and creating your content to suit it.
So I think basically everybody has touched on it. But essentially you have to understand the apps, like Regan and Jeff were saying, the apps you're on and the people you are targeting, right? Because it's mobile. And one of the key things we all know as designers when designing for mobile is that people are on the go. So a lot of the experiences on desktop, you have to shrink it down, for the lack of a better word, for mobile and just make it straight to the point on mobile. So all the catcher and things you do for desktop, make not do the things for mobile, just make it very focused and straight to the point. The assumption is that when someone is on a mobile, they're on the go, as compared to you sitting at your desk or seated, opening your laptop and going through. You have more time. That's the assumption. So you have to understand that attention span on mobile isn't very long. And also the generation you're targeting, like you're targeting these gens. The Gen Zs be the people after 2000, right? Or I'd be wrong.
Because you grew in it, actually.
I be Reagan Day 2000. So he be changed.
I'll go sound you. Gen Z that starts from 90 something. 97.
Mm. I mean, yeah, so it's not obvious attacking. But yeah, so you have to also understand people like that, the target market, they grew up with a lot of automated technology that does things quickly for them. As compared to then times for opening some, I wasn't there. Me, I'm part of these people. Right. Go put some show for food top heat time like for long minutes, microwave, 1 to 2 minutes, you're done. So they are used to like having things done quicker. And it's all about the relates to the psychology. So you don't expect them to come and sit on their phone and then one video, they are waiting for the punchline, like especially if it's a comedy video. 5 minutes and the punchline will come and they are still waiting. I mean, even compared to real life stuff, if somebody tells some long joke with them joke not to go anywhere, it's like, yo, Charlie, what's up?
Come on, bro.
Quick. Yeah, like what's up? So it's about the people you are targeting, the user base and the whole platform. If it was desktop, like for example, if it's YouTube, there's a reason why longer videos on YouTube perform better than shorter videos. Because YouTube, if I go on YouTube, if I'm searching for something like how to do something, right, like maybe how to do something in a design system, and I go through the list of videos and I see like the videos are 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm not going to open. I'm looking for something that's at least like 20 minutes because I want like detail. I have the time. I want to learn something proper, right? For Instagram and stuff, it's different. If I come on Instagram and someone is maybe saying like best tools or stuff like that, tell me quick, which are the top 3? Maybe this, maybe this, maybe that.
Exactly.
If I want to learn how to use it, I'll go on YouTube. Okay, this is the top 3. This is how you use them. Blah 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 blah. Instagram, bro. Just like Jeffrey was saying, I need to go to the next hit. Like, okay,
what I say?
You give me the shot. I forgot to the next shot. So if I say someone in the top plate, challenge. Yeah, swag go. So you have to take all these things into consideration.
And it's all tied to what I was saying, like knowing the platform we're on. Because if you come Instagram, just tell me what it is. Like, now they can't give me YouTube video content for Instagram. I can go to YouTube, you understand?
And it ties back to what we were saying earlier on about some of us using social media for like a distraction. So like you get some 2 minutes to spare. You pick up your Instagram. Now they can watch some 15-minute video or some guy talking. You know they see where they go. Straight to the point, and then you can direct people to where they can get more details about what it is you shared.
So every platform is built for a purpose. You just have to understand your users and who you are producing content from before you go and produce a YouTube content on TikTok. Because me share, like me, if I see TikTok video, it be more than 1 minute. I know they watch.